Developers say that one of the main benefits of this technology is that unlike a body camera that can be blocked, once an officer draws their gun, this camera will record everything unblocked and it will not stop recording until it is reholstered. Arizona State Fair officials say that most often when people are hurt on rides, it has little to do with the ride itself, but rather the rider not following directions. Once the water goes through this treatment process, it is now considered reclaimed, which is not quite yet safe for drinking, but can be purified and used in the beer or this water, which Cereal says is just as clean as any water on the market. Contractors say that everything about this building is deliberate, from its location to its inside features. A recent study on Realtor.com says that 33% of people would be willing to live in a haunted house, depending on the type of paranormal activity. Jermonte Kelly finished a 25-month prison sentence earlier this month.
I was mixed with the wrong crowd, per se. I went to jail for fraud.
While in prison, Kelly secured a job with R&L Carriers in Phoenix, and thanks to Uber for Jobs, a pilot program funded by both Uber and the state, he hasn't had any problems getting to work. The governor's office says this program is an attempt to reduce recidivism.
Recidivism is a public safety concern. So the same individuals are committing the same crimes. So number one, we think reducing recidivism makes our community safer.
How many times have you been in prison?
3 times. This is my 3rd.
Missy Robledo believes this time will be her last, thanks to the skills she's learned at the Employment Center that opened this year. This is another push by the state to reduce recidivism.
It's helped me with building my resume, and I just have the confidence and the self-esteem to go back out there and try to find a better job.
The top 8 risk factors for recidivism include employment and employability skills.
Karen Hellman works closely with the 3 employment centers at different prisons in the state. When inmates are 60 days away from release, they are eligible to go through the center where they learn things like resume building and interviewing skills.
They need to feel comfortable explaining their background, being honest about their background, but also being able to tell an employer why, even despite their background, they are still a potential good employee.
Jessica Rhodes went through the program and was released from prison yesterday.
I have a job lined up already too when I get out. I'll be starting at Waste Management. I start the Monday I get out, which would be the day after I get out. And I'm also going to go back to school at the same time.
Fire. The Williams Police Department is testing new technology that could be joining dash cams and body cams.
After the Ferguson shooting, pretty much immediately when I saw the fallout from people not knowing what happened and being upset and conflicting witness reports and things like that, we right away said, wow, this would be a great application of our technology.
Brian Hadeen's Minnesota-based company Veridian uses instant on-camera technology, which has the ability to turn on almost immediately. The cameras are placed directly on the weapon, but a local gunsmith, Gerald Williams, says it does not compromise its usability.
It doesn't add any weight. It doesn't affect your ability, your aim.
Developers say that one of the main benefits of this technology is that unlike a body camera that can be blocked, once an officer draws their gun, this camera will record everything unblocked and it will not stop recording until it is reholstered. Williams Police Department Officer Jason Nichols says this technology will help hold everyone accountable.
If I did something wrong, I did it wrong, and it's out there in public already, and I'll own it. But a lot of times people can't just accuse us of stuff anymore, and this will be a good deterrent of that, I think.
If it turns yellow, you're halfway through your recording time. Turns red, you're almost out.
In the future, Hadeen hopes this becomes more widespread.
We're just getting this testing stage off the ground, and we're hoping that in the near future we'll have a variety of departments adopt it.
Right now, it is being tested in about 12 cities across the country. In Williams, in Kira Cormania, Cronkite News. What was your favorite one?
The hamburger phone.
Why is that?
Because I love hamburgers.
Visitors walking through the Telephone Museum in Phoenix can pick their own favorite from the dozens of phones of the past century.
Put a quarter in, you get a ball.
Joe Hersey spent decades working in the telephone industry and is a part of the Telephone Pioneers, a nonprofit organization that has similar telephone museums in places like Denver, Albuquerque, and right here in Arizona. But last year, the future of these museums was unsure when their sponsor CenturyLink decided to cut the cord.
In the business sense, we are not a profit maker. We do not make money.
CenturyLink provided a space for telephone museums to display the phones, but without the support, a few of the museums had to close.
I didn't want to throw it all in a dumpster, because that's where this whole thing was headed if we didn't find a home for it.
Hersey and his team moved to the Pioneer Living History Museum in Phoenix, where they regularly host class tours.
The majority of them that come in are very excited. There's a lot of hands-on displays that we use, so the kids are they seem interested in it.
I like that you could see how phones have changed over time. It was nice to see how they worked and not just like, here's the phone, move on.
While the kids say it's a cool place, Hersey says there's a lot more to it than that.
Well, it's part of our history, and it's it shows what we have built on to give your generation what you have today.